Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
AM 1620, the Eagle Radio Network. This show is sponsored by Global Executive Media. GlobalExecutiveMedia.com.
What I like you to do right now, I want you to think about your dreams.
Welcome to the home of Launchpad Radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
This is Launchpad Radio.
With your host,
I'm Kobe Dumas, your personal GPS.
and I'm Isaac DeSoto.
This is Launchpad Radio.
This is your radio. Your station.
If you want to dial in and be a part of the conversation, dial 951-487-3668.
Good morning. Welcome to Launchpad Radio. I'm your host, Kobe Dumas, joined with Isaac DeSoto. Good morning, Isaac.
What's up, Kobe? How
Where
you
my
doing?
music at, man? Where my music at?
Oh, you already on, man.
Yeah, man. Let's bring it in. Good morning. It is
I didn't want to
Thursday.
start dancing before you got to start talking, man, you know?
Yeah, no, man. You know how it is. It's Thursday, 4:20. We're getting a day going. We got a great show planned for you today. We got a great guest. We're going to talk a little bit about self-healing, probably some personal development in there, and lots of other good stuff. But before we get into it, man, how was your week, man?
My week's been pretty good, man. I'm fresh off of spring break, but, I feel like re-energized and, everything's good, so.
All right, so how do you think the subject of self-healing and health is going to work for you today?
Wow, I think that's going to bless me because I've really been doing things really differently, like changing my diet. I went to straight protein shakes and celery snacks, carrots and things like that.
Well, keep an open mind, man. I can't say I've been as nice. I went out, had some drinks with wifey
staying off
yesterday.
steaks.
Yeah, no, I've been on steaks and all that. But, I'm getting prepared for my 90-day challenge. I'm getting ready to start a 90-day challenge, health challenge.
I want to be a part of that.
Yeah,
we
I
might
got to
do that together.
Yeah, I'll be doing a little bit of that. But it's my wife's birthday week. So happy birthday to my wife, Sachi. Just so hanging out with her. And it's kind of hard, man. But, self-help, man, and health. I want to really talk a little bit about that. It's a different program for everybody. There's no one size fits all. And a lot of times we try to make a program work for everybody. But, I think that, a lot of that should come from the inside. A lot of it should come from within you. And I think our guest today is going to really help out in that because she focuses on self-help and self-healing, actually. And I'm really, really curious about it. And I want to get into it with her and talk about it. But before I do that, let me go ahead and let you guys know who she is and what she's about. Let me pull up my notes here.
She has an awesome bio.
Yeah, Tiffany. Our guest name is Tiffany Garving. She's an innovator in the field of self-healing and personal development. She is also an international best-selling author. She's an inspirational speaker. She's a transformational mentor. She survived and thrived in a 18-year journey with chronic illnesses. And this is actually the catalyst of her life's work and the reasons why she does what she does.
Awesome.
She's the creator of the perfect healing system. I'm curious about that. I want to see about that. The perfect healing system, which empowers people to heal their lives at every level so that they can be who they're meant to be and do what they're meant to do. How would you like that, Isaac?
That sounds awesome. I'm going to run out and probably get that today.
Yeah. So, and then her vision is also to help people around the world harness their innate ability to heal themselves and live their genius. Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm real curious. So let's get her on the line, man. Tiffany, are you there?
Oh, Kobe.
Yeah, so hold on. Let me make sure we're good. So it's this one. Okay, so how are you, Tiffany?
Oh, I'm so great. I'm excited to be here today.
Yeah, that's great. So listening to
We're
your
glad to
bio,
have you.
yeah, listening to your bio, man, you're involved with a lot of stuff, and I think we're going to be able to get into a lot of it. But personal development and self healing. So I guess just by reading your bio, I kind of figured out a little bit about why you got into doing what you did. So first, before we go forward with that, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and give us your bio and who you are in your own words?
Oh, sure. I'm passionate about helping people move through their challenges in life. Those 18 years were filled with a lot of learning, a lot of amazing lessons where I realized that struggle and trials are not just torture. They actually mean something. They're meant to help us let go of all the stuff keeping us from our greatness.
Oh,
You know,
wow. So,
yeah.
so, in actuality, you're saying that you're not looking for any trials or tribulations, but they've helped you shape who you are and put you on the journey that you're on now.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. When I was seeing the possibilities of getting well after all that time, I thought, man, when I am done, I'm done and I'm out of that world. And it didn't happen that way. I got well and was given this amazing gift, and then basically was told, now you go share it with people. You show people how to do what you did.
So in actuality, it really built character inside of you to where you were able to give it back to people in the form of teaching through your literature and also your speaking. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's giving back. It's showing people hope, because a lot of people struggle with even feeling hopeful.
Yeah. So let's rewind. So you're I know you're a wife, and you have 3 beautiful kids.
I do.
How long have you been married?
We've been married 17 years this August.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's easy to remember. We were married in 2000.
you just beat me. We were married in 2003.
Yeah,
So,
we're doing great.
nowadays, that's a hard feat to accomplish because a lot of people don't stay married now. It's very far and few between. So I always want to talk more with somebody that's been married a long time, especially if they're married longer than me, because I think I'm holding a pretty good record here. So anyway, so married with 3 beautiful kids, and so this is your what you do is your business. Do you have any other? Do you do anything else, or is this primarily what you do?
Besides chauffeur and nursemaid to my kids and partner to my husband.
We always that's what you do anyway. So we don't never put on that's part of your business or your job because you're just superheroes. Mothers are superheroes. They just do that stuff anyway.
That's so true. It never ends for them. I mean,
so
there should be an award for that.
So this is your business, correct?
This is my business. This is my life's mission. It found me. I didn't go searching for a business. It was something that was laid in front of me and gifted to me. And now I'm trying to build the business around this beautiful teaching, this beautiful path.
Not trying, doing, but
doing.
Yeah, so because I've been watching you for a little while, and you're absolutely growing and getting better, and coming. And thank you, by the way, for coming onto the radio show. We appreciate it.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, it's guests like you that help us educate our audience on to the different things that are out there that are available to us. And a lot of times, I think that we don't really search out or seek new things. We get used to what we know from our environment, and it keeps us from stepping out and learning something new that could definitely enhance what we're doing. So with that being said, I want to ask you, so you said that you struggle with illness and trouble. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because I'm understanding that that's what put you on the journey that you're on now. So tell us a little bit about what you were going through.
Right. So in 96, I was serving a mission for my church. And I was hundreds of miles away from home and learning the ropes of getting out and teaching and serving people. And this thing hit me. All of a sudden, I was in significant pain. It just came out of nowhere. And that developed into extreme fatigue. And then shortly thereafter, my short-term memory was gone. So I was falling apart. And it was confusing and it was scary, and it took several months actually to get some kind of diagnosis. And they finally were saying, well, you can't stay out here and work anymore because this is impossible to heal. You're going to deal with this for the rest of your life. I said, wait, I'm 22. My life is just getting going.
So who was telling you that? Who was telling you that?
Doctors.
Doctors were telling you that pretty much you had to deal with it. They didn't know what it was, and you were going to have to deal with it for the rest of your life. There was nothing to treat whatever your symptoms were.
Yep, and it was months later when they finally said, "Oh, you have this thing called fibromyalgia."
Okay,
and
yeah, I've heard of that.
A few months later, they actually added a couple of diagnoses. So the Epstein-Barr virus, that kind of triggers mono and things like that.
Okay,
and I also chronic fatigue syndrome. So here I was, this young kid. I mean, as a baby. And my life kind of came to a halt with all these doctors saying, give it up. Here's some painkillers and antidepressants. Good luck.
So they just pretty much gave you something to cosmetically treat the symptoms and not really treat the problem.
Exactly. They didn't know how. I mean, bless their heart. They just had no idea what it was or how to treat it.
And how long did you go through this?
Well, I gave up on Western medicine pretty quickly because they kind of gave up on me. And it was a journey of experiencing all kinds of different modalities and treatments, from herbs and supplements and diet to acupuncture and getting into the Eastern medicine.
Yeah, so let me highlight something here real quick.
Yes.
Let me highlight something. So you went to modern medicine. You got frustrated because nothing was helping. So that put you in a mindset to try and open new doors.
Yeah, because I knew something inside of me said, this is not it. I don't believe them when they tell me I'm going to deal with this for the rest of my life. No, there's more to my life than this.
Now prior to switching gears and walking away from that, would you have ever done that before, or would you always just go to the medical or the pharmaceutical side of things?
Oh yeah, that's what I grew up with. You just go to the doctor and they help you out. They give you some medication and you walk away and eventually you get better. And yeah, that's what I grew up with.
Okay, and so that system broke down and didn't work for you. So what happened next?
Then some friends showed up and said, "Hey, well, try herbs. Try diet changes," because the doctors didn't tell me to try to change my diet. My doctors didn't say, "Hey, let's figure out what stresses are going on in your life. What else is happening here?"
That's funny. It almost, I don't mean to interrupt. It almost seems like the doctors cater to the medicine manufacturers because they never offer that option for like some kind of holistic healing or something.
That's what I've seen. Yeah.
Now, so let me ask you this. So when your friends were coming to you and were saying, "Hey, try this herbs or whatever," were you like looking at them sideways or going, "I'm not trying that crazy mess," or I'm only asking these questions because I have a direct sales company and I do the same thing. And the challenge that we face, and I'm sure you face it now, definitely taking the journey that you take, is that we have to fight what people see on TV. We have to fight what people have been taught over the years that may or may not be, helping them. We have to fight that. And we come here comes little old me with no credentials and no doctor degrees going, "Hey, you should try this because it works." And they look at me and go, "No, I'm going to go and get what I saw on the commercial. That's killing people."
Yeah, right.
That's pretty much what they do.
They have to be desperate enough. What I have found is that people come to me when they have tried everything else and they haven't given up yet.
And they're
They have that
tired.
drive.
And they're tired.
They're
Yeah.
miserable,
Yeah.
but they have a drive. They have a drive to find answers, a drive to feel better. They don't want to give up. And that's where I was. So I was willing to try something crazy.
But see, what do you say to the person who maybe doesn't have the right information and they've already given up and they've stopped looking, and nothing you bring to them, they don't want to try anything, they don't want to do anything different, they're just living their miserable life and dealing with whatever it is the best way they can because they don't know any way different? What do you say to that person?
Well, I try to see how ingrained they are in that path, because if they've just freshly given up and they've had some rough times, which, I've felt like giving up a number of times, but there was somebody or something that came in to spark hope again. So I would have a chat with them and say, hey, are you really done? Are you really satisfied with your life being like this? And
would you recommend them maybe finding other people that can help them and inspire them to stay out of that rut? Because it's really tough when you have somebody that feels like everything's against them and they have no way out. There's really, a person like me can talk to that person until I'm blue in the face, but they can't hear me.
Yeah, so it needs to be somebody that they love or trust. They have some kind of investment in. And I was lucky. I was so young that I was still at home. My parents took me around to all these places and spent tens of thousands of dollars because they believed in me. They believed that there was more to my life than this. And it took people around me and that little whispering inside of me to not give up. So people around the support group can make a huge difference. And if somebody doesn't have a lot of encouragement in their life, a lot of people who are supporting them and trying to help them, that can be devastating.
Okay. So let's go back. You found some people were asking you, saying, hey, why don't you try this and why don't you try that? So tell us about that journey. What did you try? What started your change?
The first change was, realizing that these antidepressants and painkillers aren't helping the pain, and they aren't convincing me that I'm not in pain either. So my sister's mother-in-law actually did herbs, and so she came in and wanted to help, and so there was a little bit of a connection there. So I was open to hearing what she had to say, and she set me up with some herbs and said, okay, let's take you off of these foods and take you off of these foods, and that looked like, let's go off of sugar and bread during Thanksgiving and Christmas. And it was not easy, but it was worth it because I believed that there was something that would help me heal. And if this was going to be it, I was going to give it 100%. My dad to this day still says, the tenacity you show in going after those diets is remarkable. And I just blame it on him and that overcome his challenges when he was a kid. But I was willing to try anything. And I think it helped a little bit. But at the end of the day, I still felt pretty awful. But the determination was inside of me. So I moved forward and I tried to do things. And within, a few weeks, I felt a little bit better. But then trying to implement that new energy into something pretty quickly showed that it wasn't lasting. It showed me that wasn't the answer, the complete answer. Because I'm not saying supplements are bad at all. I think supplements are fantastic, but they can't be the only solution.
Well, no, I think that it depends on the type of person. There's people out there that are super fit. They work out, they eat properly. They do the necessary things that they need to. They're disciplined. So, the maybe room for supplements for them is limited. But then there's other people who may not be as active. They may not be as guided towards, having the strictest diet or doing anything like that. And I think there are supplements out there that help people that are in those situations. And it's not a one size fits all. I think it's different for everybody. And, a lot of our approaches are that this one thing is going to help everybody. And I think that's wrong because everybody's body's different. Everybody's, everything with everybody. There's so many different variables. You have to really, really try things out to find out exactly what works for you.
Yeah. And it's usually a holistic approach. It's usually a number of things that help.
Oh, yeah.
It's the nutrition, it's the supplements, it's the movement. But how deep do you want to go, Kobe? Because we can go pretty deep here.
No, we can go as deep as you want to. We can go as deep as you want to because we're of the same mindset. Because you're just validating the things that I already coach and talk with people. So this is good for me because my audience and the people that listen to me, they're listening to you and going, yep, he says that. Yep, he does that. Yep, he says this. So for me, it's just validation. It's just validation that I know that I'm on the right track. And that's why I love to have these kinds of radio shows where I bring in the guests because I'm not the only teacher. And there's other teachers out there that may have a different perception, perspective than I do that can help my audience out with things that maybe I'm not touching. So no, this is awesome.
Perfect.
So we can go as deep as you want to go.
All right. So let's go to another level. In along my journey, I discovered the holistic side of things. I discovered that you want to look at the body as all of its parts. Not just the physical, not just the electrical, right? The body systems and how they run electrically, but you also want to look at mind and emotions and spirit and how energy flows through us and around us and in us to keep us alive. And what I found was that sometimes our illnesses are not on the physical level. Sometimes our illnesses are on an energetic level or a vibrational level. And we need to
please break that down. I understand I understand exactly what you're saying and I believe it because I believe, we talked about energy on the Mac Attack show a couple of days ago and people's energy. And I think that this is an important thing that we don't learn in school and we learn it in school, but we learn it kind of just by being in the environment. You know who to go hang out with, who not to go hang out with, and who has a good vibe and a bad vibe and a whole 9 yards. That's all energy.
Right.
Nobody really taught us. So I love this topic. Please continue.
Cool. So here's an example. Somebody is doing all the right things, right? They're working out, they're eating well, they're taking supplements, and yet they're still sick. What's going on? How do we explain that? Well, what happens is we have to go into the levels and the other aspects of their lives. What kind of relationships are they experiencing? What kind of stress are they dealing with at work? What are they living their purpose? Are they feeling fulfilled? All of these factors go into our well-being. And if you break it down into, let's talk about the vibrational level for a minute. The vibrational level in our bodies is made up of our beliefs and our thoughts and our emotions. And these vibrations, they can hang around in us, especially if we have an experience where it's traumatic, where we lose somebody and we don't know how to heal that grief. We don't know how to manage those emotions. And so we squash them. We quiet them down and we shove them into the recesses of our minds. And what happens is that vibration doesn't just go away. It finds a spot somewhere in our bodies, usually a little vulnerable spot, and it will fester in that vibration, just like a shaking washing machine. It will eventually break something loose. This vibration will shake things and work through all the other levels of the body until it finally surfaces as a physical problem. Whereas before it was just this emotion. It was just.
That was amazing.
You're saying it was just in your mind, right?
Yeah. We have a friend that's kind of like that. Like he's like really positive. I'm not going to say who he is. He's a really positive guy, really cool dude, talented, got a lot to offer. But like some of the things in his emotional and personal life kind of like tear him down like that. And we've seen him where, he hasn't been so healthy because of the stress and things like that. And it's almost like exactly what you were saying right there.
But see, I always also like to think too, and when I started to get into, meditating and really calming myself down and thinking, because I have ADD I've had it my whole life, but not in the sense to where it handicaps people. I use it to
Right.
my advantage. I stay busy in a different way, but my mind, it's very, very active. And so I have to slow it down and I have to quiet it. And I do that by way of thinking. But my question to you is that, do you believe that even just things and thoughts in your mind manifest in a negative way if they're negative thoughts, and you can control that, and it comes out by way of maybe like, it could be like headaches or migraines or even a back pains or stress or anything like that? Do you think that you can control that in your mind?
Absolutely. I do it every day.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, do tell me how you do that every day.
Mind over matter, right?
Yeah, how do you do that every day?
It is. It really is. So it's one of my techniques.
So how
Can
wait.
Can I share that with you?
You can, but before that, how often do you get sick?
Not very often.
I love that you had to think about it. So, okay.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm human. I do get sick still, but guess what? I know how to respond to it.
Yeah,
and so I don't stay sick.
You know what? I used to get sick, and the reasons why I asked that is because that's how I gauge a lot, and that's exactly when I saw my mindset change. Because I used to get sick a lot, and I used to get sick like clockwork at the beginning of the year, every single year in the wintertime. Every January, I used to be sick for a couple of weeks, and it would be stuffy nose, runny nose, sick. Sometimes I would get the flu and the whole 9 yards. I can't tell you the last time that I've been taken down from a sickness, because and it happened after I changed my thought process and mindset.
Same here. I won't
Love
let it.
it.
I won't let it.
Love it.
So that's why I asked the question. But okay, you were going to get into how you do that.
Yeah. So in my book, it's called Life Above the Line, Living the Life You're Meant to Live. It's on Amazon. I actually teach 5 techniques.
And can you say that one more time?
Life above the line, living the life you're meant to live.
Now, I've seen you several times. Did you give me a book? You didn't give me a book. Did you have any with you? I don't think I ever got a book from you, did I?
I sent it to you, like the PDF.
Oh, you sent me the PDF. No. I'm gonna buy the book. I'm gonna buy the book, and I'm gonna have you sign it.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'll support. I'll support and buy the book, because I don't know. I like the physical, even though the PDF is awesome. I don't know. I like the physical for some reason. It's weird.
Me too.
Life above the line. Okay, so now what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to read your book, and then I'm gonna have to have you back on the store on the show.
Oh, perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Because I have another book coming out soon.
Okay, so cool. So tell us about this book. You said you had some tips in there.
Yes. So I teach my story a bit in the book to give people some context. So this was real for me. This was ugly, and I overcame it. And I feel very strongly that we are meant to overcome these challenges and learn from them and grow from them. That's where the personal development comes in, because healing is so much about personal development and becoming who you're meant to become. And so I broke it down into simple little steps, 5 steps, because our bodies need to heal from 5 different angles: the physical, the functional, the negative energetic influences around us, the vibrational, and the programming. So,
man, number 3 and number 5 are the most important, in my opinion.
They're big, they're huge, but we're super familiar with the physical. Doctors are great at the physical. This is anything you can see and test and touch, and you can X-ray it and take pictures of it. The functional, this gets into the body systems. How is the body functioning? And the energetic systems, because we actually have several energy systems helping us live. And then those negative influences, sometimes it's people around us, and sometimes it's, those little shoulder angels. So you got the little white one on one side, a little red guy on the other.
I got rid of I got rid of my devil.
There
he's
you go, right?
He's in his cage somewhere.
That's it. We need to know how to respond to those guys too.
Yeah.
And then the vibrational, again, it's the beliefs and the thoughts and emotions. And this, just changing that one will change a lot of people's lives.
And
learning
see, this
how
is
to manage that.
Yeah, see, this is perfect because my show is about trying to teach people how to change from the inside out, and that means you have to have the right dialogue with yourself. And if you don't know how to talk to yourself, then you won't be able to allow the right opportunities or the right people or the right systems or the right health care or anything to come into your life because you are shutting it off.
Managing mindset, like you were telling me the other day.
Yeah. It's like it's weird, and a lot of people like I'm looking at people do business. I'm looking at people in seminars. We go to a lot of stuff like that, and it's like people come in, and it's like if you're learning how to fly a plane, you don't bring somebody in, put them in the airplane, and take off and go, "This is how you do it." And I think that's what a lot of people are doing with business,
yes,
and everything. They throw people into these things, but I think there's fundamental things that need to be worked on prior to becoming an entrepreneur, prior to doing your health a whole different way, prior to changing your mindset. You have to really ground yourself and get ready for that kind of a journey.
Yeah.
Do you agree, or what are your thoughts on that?
No, absolutely. We have to set ourselves up to succeed. And that doesn't just look like, an accountant and a business mentor. And, those are important pieces. But, man, if you don't believe you can succeed, you might as well stop now.
Oh, my goodness. Belief is everything. I think belief is absolutely everything, because if you believe whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, everything, even the universe, will bring things into fruition to make that belief come true.
Yeah.
But if you don't believe it, if you think you can do something, then good luck. You know, I ask people all the time, do you think you can be a millionaire? Do you believe you can be a millionaire? Well, I think I can be a millionaire. Well, good luck. Because if you believe it, you'll do everything necessary to make it happen.
Yeah.
So even for me, even just the small, subtle changes in our language and how we talk about things and how we deal with people and how we respond to things is huge as far as our own personal journey.
Absolutely.
So we're going to take a break right now, but when I come back, I want to get into your book a little more and talk a little bit about that, and we could talk about the book that you have coming along, and I want to talk a little bit more about what people can do and what you did and what people can do to start changing their situation, because I know a lot of people. I know a lady on my Facebook page with fibromyalgia right now, but it's very difficult to get her to look at anything different. She's just given up on everything.
Yeah.
She's just given up, going, nothing works. I've spent money for this. I've spent money for that. And to me, when I try to explain to people that once you give up, then failure is not an option. Once you give up. But if you don't give up, then success is not an option.
That's true. Some people just have to see the light their own way.
Yeah.
So, so we're going to take a break right now. And then when we come back, we'll get into some of that.